Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah and I help you create a vibrant life in every aspect of that word. So on this channel, you can expect us to dive into topics of money, business, health, relationships, pleasure. Nothing under the sun is off limits. And so today we're actually diving into what I would do today, right now, if I was starting over from scratch to build a $1 million business. So let's dive in. So in case you don't know any part of my background, we'll go ahead and start there. I actually started in network marketing. I've got my lovely rabbit Chester here today. He keeps nudging me to pet him. I don't know if you can actually see it in the screen or not, but I actually started my journey in network marketing in 2015. I ran that business for 6 years, generated multiple six figures with it, and just eventually got to a point where I realized, I got the basics I needed. I got the foundation of understanding how businesses work, how relationships work within a business, customer service, customer support, social media, consistency, all of these things, personal development that are so important, such important pieces of running a successful business. And I realized that it was time for me to move on, spread my wings, and do my own thing, really become an entrepreneur instead of an intrapreneur, and run my own business. So I was getting into so many different things. I did freelance graphic design and marketing for a few years. I ran an agency for a few years. I did health coaching for a few years. And then when I met my now husband, I actually saw a beautiful, perfect opportunity to create something that could really change the world and also bring a massive income in exchange for that service. And when we did that, I really helped him set the foundation for building a solid business, having the structure, the systems, the funnels all in place, and also navigating the energetic and strategic side of running that business. And so I'm sharing this with you today from that perspective of having built multiple different businesses in various industries. And this one that I'm speaking of right now is in a very taboo industry around men's sexual health. And so it's been really, really wild learning all of the different things that differentiate this business from any other typical businesses out there. So the first thing that I would do if I was starting all over today is I would choose one specific area of my life that I feel I've mastered, that I've created a result in. So thinking about, okay, there was this thing that I wanted a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago that now I'm living. How can I reflect on what got me to this place so that I can support others in that journey? Something that I find really helpful in this phase is really journaling and reflecting on how you felt when you were in that place of either being in a struggle or being in a space of desire, of there's this thing I want and I don't have it yet, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to create it. I'm willing to invest time, money, energy into creating this thing that I want to experience in my life because of how I believe it's going to make me feel. And tapping into when you were in that space, what was going through your mind? What feelings were coursing through your veins? Was there frustration, anger, denial, shame, guilt? What was there and how did you navigate through that? This is going to be really, really pivotal in helping you speak directly to the audience that you can support, that you can help with overcoming this challenge or creating that desire. The second thing that I would do is choose a social media platform that I love. And if you don't love any social media platforms, that is okay. I understand. I feel you. And I recommend choosing one that you feel the most comfortable with, that you feel the most willing to commit yourself to. So I'll give you a couple of examples. When I first started my very first business in network marketing, I was almost strictly on Facebook and running Facebook groups. And that worked really well for a while until I started just realizing that I didn't like Facebook. It drove me nuts. I thought it was annoying. I didn't like the layout. I didn't like the interface. I didn't like the conversations that were happening there. It got to a point where I felt repelled by Facebook and I did not want to be there anymore. And that's when I pivoted over to Instagram, and Instagram felt better for me. And I'm currently at a place with Instagram. I've been there really since I think 2011 or 12, whenever it started. I joined right away and I've been running my businesses on one same account that entire time. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, I'm kind of sick of it. I don't love it anymore. It doesn't feel life-giving anymore. It feels a little life-sucking and draining. And starting to really recognize all of the different ways that these platforms are built for addiction and not feeling comfortable with contributing to that anymore. And so there are so many different things that you can consider to put into this, but what I would say is, what are the social media platforms where you feel like it's really easy for you to just post? So for my husband, for example, video is the easiest format for him. He can create a video anywhere, anytime. It's super duper simple for him, and it's really easy for him to get his thoughts across via video. Some people are much better at writing. Some people are much better at purely audio. So it's up to you to figure out what feels best for you and how can you create an environment for yourself that really supports that paves the way for the path of least resistance, so that you can get your message out there in a way that feels good for you. And the reason that this is my number 2 spot is because if you try to choose a platform that you hate already, that you don't want to be on, and you're trying to force yourself to be on there, you're already going to have a bunch of resistance, and you're not going to want to show up there. You're not going to want to be consistent. You're going to find ways to avoid it. You're going to find ways to procrastinate it. And that's not going to set you up for a business that is both either supporting people or lucrative financially. And there's absolutely a place for conversation here around building discipline, building devotion to what it is that you're wanting to create in the world. And like I said, you just want to find that path of least resistance, because if you're starting out a brand new business on a platform that you already hate, that's not a very good foundation. So choose a platform that you love, choose a platform that feels life-giving, choose a platform that feels fun and creative and enjoyable for you. And a lot of times this is the platform that you actually most enjoy being on as a consumer. So if you like hanging out on Instagram, if you like hanging out on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on X, on TikTok, on podcasts, on email, whatever it is, commit to that platform. Same with like Reddit, Substack, all of those. Choose a platform and choose that that's where you're going to show up. Number 3 is I would share my best content for free. And I know this is such a contradicting and controversial thing. Some people say that you shouldn't share your best content for free. Some people say that you should. Some people say it works. Some people say it doesn't work. In my experience, it works because there's always a deeper layer that people can go to when it comes to customization and personalization of implementing something into their own lives. No matter how many videos and, Google searches you can do for a specific topic, whether that's health, whether that's pleasure, whether that is lifestyle, there's so many different things that you can search online and get, a step-by-step, here's 1, 2, 3, how to do it. Individuals will always still think, okay, this worked for that person, but will it work for me? Okay, this strategy, this method, whatever it is, this worked for this person, but I don't know if it'll work for me. Okay, but I'm unique in this certain way. Okay, this worked for this person for this reason, but it might not work for me because I'm different in this way. And so people are always willing to pay for that customization and personalization piece, and that is where your coaching or mentorship or programs or product comes into play. Number 4, decide if you want to start out working with people individually or in a group experience. Obviously, this is more geared towards coaching and programs where you're leading people through a specific transformation. And something that I would recommend if you're at the very beginning stages of your journey is working with people one-on-one first, so that you can build both confidence in yourself of proving to yourself like I can help people create a transformation, and also to help you get testimonials and that social proof that other people can see that you can create a transformation for someone, that you have the not only wisdom and experience, but also the ability to guide and lead other people through some type of experience. And what I've found works best for people in this stage is coming up with packages that are at least $500 to $1,000 a month based on what it is that you want to offer, what kind of support you want to offer to your clients. And I would recommend keeping this as simple as possible at first. So if that looks like 1 call a week or audio only support in like Telegram or email only support, chat support, whatever it is, I would recommend just keeping it very simple and clear so that there's no confusion on any side of the street. The second option here is deciding if you want to do group programs instead. And I typically wouldn't recommend starting with this route, although that is what we did with our tantra business, and that is an absolutely viable option. The reason that I don't typically recommend this is because leading a group requires a different level of leadership, discernment, self-accountability than it does to lead individuals through a program, through a transformation. And so if you're somebody who is more advanced, or you just have more confidence, you've had more experience with something, you could look at doing group options. And with this, I would say I don't, in the beginning of any business, recommend offering really low ticket, which I would see as anything under like $100, as your main group program in the beginning, unless you have a really big audience that's like 100,000 people, where you're expecting thousands of people to sign up for it. And that also only applies if you're wanting this business to pay your bills, if you're wanting this business to actually be really lucrative for you and extremely supportive for you. If this is something that you already have things financially covered, you're wanting to just play and experiment, something we're talking about at the moment is playing with AI and creating books and putting those on Amazon and just seeing what happens. I don't care what the price of those books is, because we're not using that as a massive source for income. We're using it as an experiment. We're doing it for fun. We're just playing and seeing what happens. So if the business that you're starting has that perspective, play, have fun, do low ticket if that's what you want to do, do really high ticket if that's what you want to do. But step number 4 is just deciding what those price points and offers are going to look like. Number 5, and this is going to just make everything so simple and streamlined for you, especially if you are at the beginning of your journey, I would create a Google Doc or a Google slide, which is basically just like a presentation that has information about your offer and a little PayPal link so that people can purchase it directly from there. This is so important because, one, it helps you get all of the things that are in your mind about your offer and how you can help people transform and what you can do for them into one place. And also it gives you a way to just quickly and easily share that with other people, so that as you're sharing about this, as you're talking about it, people are asking questions, you can quickly and easily share that with them, and you don't need to have a website experience. You don't need to create a website. Both of these are, creating a website and creating branding are things that people often distract themselves with in the beginning of a business, because they think that that's what's going to make them seem more professional and make people want to work with them. But the truth is that being confident in yourself, being confident in your ability to create a transformation for other people, and talking about it frequently, not just like once or twice a week, but talking about it every single day on whatever platform that you're on, unless it's something like YouTube where you're maybe not posting every day, or podcasts where you're not posting every day, but talking about it in every single video episode. That is what makes people know you, like you, and trust you. That is what makes people purchase from you, not having a beautiful website. Those are things that can come later on down the road when you are super crystal clear on exactly who your work is for, how you help them, who you are, and what that looks like in visual branding and on a website. Truth be told, we didn't officially have branding or a website that was like really dialed in until I think about 2 years into our business. We used really simple WordPress websites, Google Docs, Dropbox folders to deliver course content, and PayPal links in the beginning days, just to keep things super cheap, super low cost, and efficient and streamlined for both us and our clients. And my very final bonus tip that I'm going to share with you here is I would incorporate rest into my schedule from day one. So it's really, really common, really, really normal for people to talk about burning out and hustling really hard and getting to a point where they realize their business is no longer sustainable. I recommend jumping in knowing that that is the norm, and planning for the opposite. Because if you don't plan for it, you will naturally just start working on your business all the time, because you'll be thinking about it all the time. You'll be having ideas for it all the time. And that's not necessarily the most helpful thing when you started a business so that you could travel more, so you could spend more time with your family, so that you could be more present in your life. So it's really important to work these things into your business from the very beginning, so that you're setting that foundation from day one of, these are my hours and it's strict, and I am not working after these hours. My absolute final bonus tip, number 7, would be to reinvest back into my business, whether that is in mentors or teammates, VAs, OBMs, people that can really support me in my business and doing the things that maybe aren't my strong suit. You know how I mentioned earlier that if you're wanting to have a website and branding, but that's not necessarily your strength, you can hire someone to do that. If customer service is something that's not necessarily your strength, but you know it's important, you can hire someone to do that. If funnel building is something that's important to you, but it's not necessarily your strength, or you don't have knowledge about it, that's something you can hire someone else to do. So what's really important is keeping you in your zone of genius so that you can outsource other things to other people who that is their zone of genius. So if you already have an established business and you're ready to cross that 7-figure-a-year mark with ease and set up a system that takes your audience from curious to client on autopilot through an intimacy building email sequence and create reliable 5 to 6 figure months as a baseline in your business, whether you launch anything or not, I would love to show you the way inside of my upcoming program, the 7-Figure Freedom Method, to completely customize this strategy to you. We're kicking off on March 8th, 2024. And if you comment 7-figure year down below, and I'll send you the link with more details explaining exactly what we're going to be doing throughout this process and how you can join. So I've been in entrepreneurship for over 9 years now, and I've worked with a ton of different agencies, with VAs, with so many different people who are experts at their craft. And something that I've always been left missing and wishing for more of is having a one-stop shop to support me with my social media, support me with my funnel buildup, support me with my branding and my graphics. And so I actually have 2 different options for you within this 7-Figure Freedom Method program. One is a potent group experience where you'll receive my exact templates, my guides, customized feedback, and strategy to implement my 7-Figure Freedom Method into your business yourself. So this is a DIY experience. This will eliminate all guesswork and unnecessary steps that many of the experts say you need for success into a simple, streamlined process that will have you feeling so confident and calm and peaceful in your business for years to come. As one of my clients so perfectly put it recently, he said, I could learn all the basic structures of this stuff on Google, but actually having your feedback for how to make this work for my business, with my audience, with the kind of lifestyle I want to live, makes all the difference because it actually works. You know, crossing your fingers and hoping for the best when you're just like testing out 20 different strategies from 5 different coaches online, it's not a real strategy. So we begin this group program on March 8th. Comment 7-Figure Freedom down below if you want the details. And number 2 is a white glove experience where all of this is done for you. I've never seen anything like this out there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take your message and turn it into an elegant money magnet that attracts dream clients on autopilot while giving you more freedom to rest, make those homemade meals, travel, spend quality time with your loved ones, and it leaves you feeling aligned as fuck in your business. You get to choose if you want your funnel completely done for you, so it's up and functioning on your website, ready to go in less than a month. Or if you'd prefer a done with you option where I actually walk your team through how to implement this themselves, where I walk your team through all of the how-to with this to implement my proven methods into your business so they can rinse and repeat that process over and over again. I only have space to work with 3 clients at a time in this capacity right now, so comment Funnel Fairy down below if you'd like more details about this option. If this video was helpful for you today, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe down below, and let me know down in the comments what video topics you would like me to talk about next. See you next time.